All right, so it's been a while since we did the video driving to work. A little bit excited. Y'all see that cup, don't you? Whatever's in this cup tastes good just because it's got dogs on it. By the way, I said whatever is in this cup. Obviously, y'all know I'm driving to work, so don't even play with me. It's coffee, okay? Don't play with me. All right, so I want to have a conversation today. First and foremost, I want to say, yo, your boy weighed in yesterday. Your boy has lost 15 pounds. 15 pounds. Woo-hoo! Woo! God is good. All right, anyway. So there was a memo. Y'all already know where I'm going with this. There was a memo that dropped for all my Navy folks that talked about, basically that technical mastery is paramount. You know, being a master in your craft, right? And it kind of talked about, being a part of associations or organizations. That verbiage that used to be in the career path is gonna come out of the career path. Now, when I saw this memo, I immediately started seeing everybody post. I started seeing everybody's comments, and here's what I will say. Here's what I've learned over time is I tend to not be too reactionary about things that are put out, especially if I didn't hear the intent from the person that put it out, right? So for example, if you read the memo down at the bottom, there's a Fleet Master Chief Walker that signed it, and then I can't remember the Command Master Chief's name, but unless I heard from those two that signed that document, the intent behind the document, I don't get too wrapped around the words in that document. Because again, the thing about messages or memos or emails, whatever, anything that's in writing, it loses, it doesn't give the full story or intent if the person is not there to speak on it and answer questions about it. So Mac, why are you saying all this? I'm saying all this because I'm seeing a lot of people talk about, oh, thank God, collaterals are gone away, associations, organizations are gone away, no more burger sales, no more pizza sales, no more ice cream sales, and then I see people saying, well, how are we gonna rank people at the commands? And then I see people saying, on the flip side, I see people saying, oh, it's a great thing because we got so many people that don't know their job, and all this stuff, right? Everybody's got their opinion, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? It's fine. Again, I don't get too reactionary about it. So here's what I will say. Until I hear the intent from the writers of the memo, not too much changes in my eyes, because it's always been a balance anyway. The subject matter expert, the technical mastery, should be paramount. That should be primary. Whatever your job is, you should want to be the best at your job. From coming in at entry level, moving up through the ranks, you should want to be the best. I know when I came up as a junior corpsman, I was trying to learn as much as I could. I worked alongside my doctors. I learned my doctors. I learned the entire SOAP note, for those that aren't medical, subjective, objective assessment and plan. And I got to the point where I wanted to come up with the assessment and the plan for the patients, present it to the doctor, and hopefully I was right, because I had been studying and learning my doctors. And I did eventually got to the point where my doctors would be like, HN or HM3 Macaulay, that is a great assessment and plan. Let's go with it. Or they would say, well, did you think about this or did you think about that? So, moving up through the ranks, technical mastery was always a, primary thing for me. Now I get it. The naysayers are going to say, yeah, maybe for you, but not for everybody. Got it. But don't think that a memo or a document is going to force people to want to be technical masters if they don't have it in them, right? And I'm going somewhere with that part. So agree with the point that it is paramount to be a subject matter expert. Now the balance is, at some point, and especially in our organization, but really in any organization, at some point we end up promoting people because of their technical mastery. And when you continue to promote people because of their technical mastery, at some point they're going to be put in positions of leadership where they're going to have to start leading people who are also considered technical masters. Good morning. Blessed in yourself? All right, you too. Thank you. And so when you promote people into positions of leadership where now they're leading others that are technical masters, where was the development, or where was the introduction to, now you're no longer the quote unquote SME, and that's what we need you as. You're now the person where I need you to either put a team together, or there is a team already put together and I need you to get them to work together so the team can be a SME, not just you. And I will say that's where the balance comes in, because that's where the associations, the organizations, the mess, the war room, whatever you want to call it, that's where learning how to lead your peers or follow your peers and work with others and deal with conflict, that's where that comes in handy, right? I hate when I say right, because I don't like it when other people say it, because then it's like I'm basically saying I'm right and I may not be right. But anyway, so the balance is the point. It should be there. And for me, that has always been the case. I can look at, for example, HM1's eval, and if it says they're the LPO, but they have 6 collateral duties, my first thought in my mind is, well, what the hell are you doing as the LPO? If you got 6 collateral duties, when do you got time to actually lead other petty officers, which is your primary duty? And if you are let's go back to the HM1, how are you going to be a subject matter expert in your career field if you got 6 collateral duties? When do you got time to do anything else? So that's why we've always said you get your 1 or 2 collateral duties that have an impact, right? I also add to that, get you a collateral duty that you're passionate about. Don't just pick anything. And then when you're passionate about it, then you'll do great on your primary job and your collateral duty. Because the truth of the matter is, we need the collateral duties. Every program that the command has is going to be important. So that's the takeaway for me, is I'm not getting bent out of shape about this memo, because I don't believe that the intent of the memo is to say that the command programs are no longer important, or that the intent of the memo is to say you should no longer have collateral duties. I don't think that's what the intent of it is. Now, I could be wrong, because again, I didn't hear from the Fleet Master Chief that wrote it. But I believe that the intent of it is to say we have seen a degradation in focusing on primary skill sets, and we need to get back to the basics, while still understanding that collaterals and things like that are important, but we need to focus on, it's just like, when we had Brilliant on the Basics a long time ago, and part of it was focusing on career development boards. I feel like you shouldn't have to tell a leader to do career development boards. I feel like that's something that is a standard, right? Matter of fact, an expectation. But guess what? We had to put it in black and white for leaders to do a reporting career development board, a 12-month career development board, or 24-month, 48-month. You had to put it in black and white. So typically, if something is put in black and white, that's because somebody at a higher level is seeing something, across the fleet that's making an impact, and that impact is probably not in the way that the organization is trying to go. So I will end with saying, I'm not getting bent out of shape about this memo. I'm not changing much of what I'm doing. I'm still going to promote these sailors being, subject matter experts. And like I said, if they're a corpsman, I need you to know how to save a life. I need you to know how to do TCCC, how to do CPR, how to, move a patient, all those things. If you're a technician in the corpsman field, I need you to know how to do your technical job. That's not going to change. But on the flip side of that, I still also need you to, yes, be involved with your peers and across the organization. Because no matter how great you are at your job or as a technician, it don't mean shit if you can't lead anybody to the promised land. You could be the best HM1 or HMC or HMCS or HMCM or lieutenant or whatever. You could be best at your job, but you could be excuse my French, a shitty leader, and nobody will want to follow you. And when it comes time to save a life, people are going to, unfortunately, want you to fail. And we can't have that in saving lives. We need teamwork. We need teammates. So that's my spiel, man. Again, I just think some people get too reactionary when things drop, man. Stop overreacting about things. If you don't know the full intent of what somebody is saying, just take it for what it is. And at the end of the day, all of us work at a command that has a commanding officer. Your commanding officer is going to have the final say-so at that command. And your commanding officer is going to listen to the guidance of the XO, the command master chief, the chief's best, the wardroom, whoever. They're going to listen to the guidance. And they're going to do what's in the best interest of the sailor, in accordance with. So that's all I got, man. Y'all have a blessed day. I'm here at my beautiful command LHA 8, baby. Let's get it.